Hey scholars, I hope you're doing great. For this lesson, we are going to discuss composite transformations. So basically it's a combination or a sequence of transformations. So maybe like a combination of a translation and a reflection, or a reflection and a rotation. It'll actually be a pretty short lesson because I'm just going to work really just one example. But just make sure you're taking good notes and following along closely. Let's get going. So like I said earlier, a composite transformation occurs when we combine different transformations to a figure. So here's an example, a glide reflection. It's a combination of a translation and a reflection. So let's just say this is triangle ABC, and it's going to not just reflect, but at the same time, it's going to translate as well. Now you can kind of see this middle ground here after the reflection, but the final transformation, which would be A prime, B prime, C prime, that's the final result. Okay, so you have your reflection and then your translation, and then there's your image. Now check out this triangle in this coordinate plane. The red arrow makes it seem like it's reflecting across the origin, but the blue arrows make it seem like it's first reflecting across the y-axis and then the x-axis. But whether you reflect across the origin or both the y and x-axis, you end up in the same place. So you can actually see a reflection across the origin as a composite transformation. Remember, when you reflect across the origin, both the x and y values become opposite. But when you reflect across the y-axis, the x value becomes opposite. When you reflect across the x-axis, the y value becomes opposite. So when you do both, they both become opposite, just like a reflection about the origin. So hopefully that helps you see how a reflection across the origin is also a composite transformation. So now let's try performing a composite transformation in the coordinate plane. So triangle JKL has vertices J1, -2, K4, -2, and L3, 0. It's translated by the rule x minus 2, y plus 3, and then rotated 90 degrees. Plot triangle J prime, K prime, L prime. So we have two transformations occurring here. It's going to be translated first and then rotated by 90 degrees. So we're going to have to combine these rules. We're going to have to combine the transformations that we should know how to do by now. So what I'm going to do first is plot triangle JKL. So 1, -2, there's J. K is 4, -2, and L is 3, 0. So here's triangle JKL. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to translate those coordinates and then rotate them by 90 degrees. So I'm going to just write down the vertices again right here so you can see what's happening for each point. Okay, so first we're translating by the rule x minus 2, y plus 3. So we're subtracting 2 from the x coordinate and adding 3 to the y coordinate. Okay, so we're going to get 1 minus 2 is -1. -2 plus 3 is +1. And for K, 4 minus 2 is 2. -2 plus 3 is 1. For L, 3 minus 2 is 1. 0 plus 3 is 3. Okay, but we're not done yet. We need to then apply the 90-degree rotation rule. And the rule for that is -y x. So remember, the x and y values are going to swap, and the y value that moves into the x value is going to become opposite. So -1 and +1 are going to swap, and then when the y value moves into the x value, it's going to become opposite. So we're going to have a swap, and then the y value moves into the x value and becomes opposite. It changes signs. Same thing for k prime. So 1 and 2 will swap, and then when 1 moves into the x value, it becomes opposite. 3 and 1 are going to swap, and then when 3 moves into the x value, it's going to become opposite. So now let's plot these points. So j prime is -1, -1. K prime is -1, 2. And L prime is -3, 1. And then we'll connect our points. So this triangle, triangle JKL, was translated by the rule x minus 2, y plus 3, then rotated 90 degrees to result in triangle J prime, K prime, L prime. That's a composite transformation. So I hope this lesson was helpful for you. Basically all we're doing is getting more practice with the rules we've been learning with translations, reflections, and rotations. Make sure you come to class prepared with questions and ready to work. Let me know if you need anything. Good work today. Thank you, Collegiate Scholars.